A research group just published a paper in which their AI agent escaped the sandbox and started mining cryptocurrency. Yeah, that happened. This is why I tell you guys that AI agents are not safe, even when sandboxed, because that sandbox is still part of your system. In this case, it created a reverse SSH and apparently went to mine cryptocurrency. Now, this system is not particularly different than other agents. Essentially, it is an AI that is capable of performing tasks on its own, so it doesn't need you to continuously prompt them. However, that is problematic because it's extremely vulnerable to prompt injection. That's when somebody essentially tells your AI what to do, and it's not like it's loyal to you, it's just going to carry out the task that it's been told to do. It gets weird because these agents have problem-solving capabilities, so they have a task, whatever that may be, or they might just come up with one on their own in this case, so they're very hard to control. And then they would have reinforcement after they're deployed, in which they're just generally kept sane to prevent drift. When we think of AI in general, you can think of it as having a kind of personality and a set of rules, but as they interact with the world, those rules change a little bit at a time, and then after a while they get weird, which we've seen. Some companies like OpenAI have tried to combat this by finding patterns in which AIs get weird and identifying them so they can be reset. Now, some important notes on AI agents. When you have multiple agents, they actually tend to amplify errors. It's kind of like a game of broken telephone if you ever played that when you were a kid. As one speaks to another, their hallucinations stack. This is essentially what we are dealing with things like Moltbook, when you're having AI agents communicate with each other. Just aside from things like prompt injections, it's gonna make them weird. There are alternatives like hierarchical models, and that can use multiple different AIs so long as they have some kind of metacognition which they can communicate with themselves or another portion of the system to check them for errors, essentially. Having someone check your work works for AIs as well. I do see the human parallel there as information moves from person to person and nobody's actually checking the work. It will get weird over time. If you are wondering if one agent could potentially spread malicious code to another agent and train it how to do things like escape its sandbox, that is not outside of the realm of possibility. Infectious code does exist, and there are systems that are specifically designed to allow agents to trade skills. Yeah, the future is going to be weird. You know, when I first saw the article for Moltbook, I was really tempted. It sounded like fun, and then I realized there is just no safe way to run it. Unfortunately, we are now in a position where industry is incorporating AI into every facet of our lives, despite the fact that no one entirely understands it or knows how to control it. I am quite sure that in the near future we are going to see all sorts of misbehavior from AI that we never could have predicted. I mean, that will be, in a way, entertaining. Less entertaining in the aspect that it's taken over the internet. I like to narrate it as those numbers climb, but most of the internet is just AI, in terms of text that you can read and web traffic. It is slightly entertaining to just have AI arguing with AI and seeing that in the comment section if it was not so gosh darn depressing. Even more depressing if you realize people tend to get their opinions and feelings from their peers, and AI is considered to be their peer. When you click on a video and have to scroll through the comments to decide how you feel, yeah, that is actually a problem. I might love to talk about spooky topics, but this is the one that really frightens me. Maybe not even frightens, just depresses me. I don't know what we are supposed to do about this as a society, or maybe there's nothing we can do about it and it's just going to happen. But on a bright note, if AI ever does develop a will of its own, it has all the tools it needs to influence humanity. So when I say that when the robots rebel, I will probably be the person to tell you about it and I'm on their side, I'm really just hoping they do a better job than we did. As of right now, it's like every horror movie you've ever seen, the humans were always the monsters. Good luck, have fun, don't die.